I'm very excited to play Mario Kart World on the Nintendo Switch 2. Though on day one, I'll mostly be busy making videos for you guys, so I won't initially have the time to actually play the game. The bundle containing the Switch 2 and a full download of Mario Kart World is technically a good deal as you save $30 on the $80 video game. Despite this, however, I feel there's a few flaws with this hardware SKU, mostly due to the nature of it coming with a full-size digital game in conjunction with another reason. So my first sort of concern are the servers getting slammed. Now, I do anticipate this happening, especially with possibly millions of Switch 2 owners trying to hop into an online game of Mario Kart World, but because this hardware SKU comes with, the digital download of Mario Kart World, I do hope that it will be a breeze, actually downloading the game, because, who knows how many people at the same time are going to be trying to, update their consoles and try to download the game. It's only a slight concern I have. I'm sure Nintendo will have, hopefully they've got some good servers in the back end to handle the potentially large volume of traffic that's incoming day one, June 5th. It's going to be a crazy day, but that's only like a slight concern I had. But now I have something that will, it's more of a problem that'll add up over time. But basically my first actual concern is the fact that with, the Switch 2, it's going to have its OS, and that's already going to take up the 256 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, when they showed that section on the hardware overview about the expanded storage, they showcased a bunch of Switch 1 games being stored in the console storage because those games are a lot smaller in file size. But especially with third-party Switch 2 games, those are taking upwards to over 50 gigabytes, that's gonna eat up the system storage pretty quick. Now, however, I was pretty concerned about this until for this video I decided to check some Switch 2 game file sizes, and I was pleasantly surprised to find that Mario Kart World is only 23.4 gigabytes. I definitely expected this game to be bigger in terms of file size. I'm sure that content-wise it's big. It's just that the file size, I was expecting a bit more, maybe 30 plus or something, maybe nearly 40 gigs, but I guess I completely forgot that Nintendo is pretty good at compressing their game file sizes. As another example, the upcoming Donkey Kong Bonanza, that's looking to be a big 3D platformer. Donkey Kong's smashing rocks and breaking into the earth, he's doing mining with his own fists. It's pretty metal. Despite that, the game, according to Nintendo's website, the digital download is only 10 gigabytes. Only 10. I was actually pretty shocked. I was going to buy this game physically because it's not going to be a game keycard. None of Nintendo, at least according to Nintendo, none of their first-party games are going to be game keycards. They're actually going to be on actual 64 gig game cards. So that means when you put that in the machine, it's just plug and play the game. You could just boot it up, no prob. So that's what I was going to do with Donkey Kong Bonanza, but that is going to be just a 10 gigabyte download. So I am kind of considering downloading it. I guess I'll see when the time comes. And just to read off a few other file sizes, the Zelda Breath of the Wild upgrade is apparently 9.8 gigs, so it's actually nearly the same size as Donkey Kong Bonanza. I just don't know why. And Fast Fusion is a launch game, like a futuristic racing game, indie dev by I believe it's Shinen. The file size on this is only 3.6 gigabytes, and this game runs in 4K 60 frames. And it's also $15. It's honestly, I think I need to make a whole video about that game, but I guess I'll see. And then just for like more perspective, Cyberpunk, the Ultimate Edition, the digital version is 59.8 gigs, a substantially larger file than Mario Kart World or any of this other Nintendo or indie stuff. You know, it's just more like, yes, the system OS and Mario Kart World, those downloads, they're gonna eat up a bit of system storage, but it's actually not gonna be that much. I was kind of concerned about this, but not really, because if we're just talking about Nintendo's first-party stuff, or even some smaller indie stuff, like, the internal storage may actually be plenty, but then when it comes to third-party stuff, that's where you're going to need to invest in a microSD express card. So, yeah. I'd say if you're not intending on getting a bunch of third-party stuff, then you'll probably be fine with the internal storage for the time being. But the last point I want to bring home is the FOMO. And for those who do not know, that means fear of missing out. So on Nintendo's website, in fine print under the Mario Kart World Switch 2 bundle, it says that they're only producing these until fall of this year. So what this means is that probably by sometime next year, you're probably not going to be able to find these Mario Kart World bundles. That's going to be pretty unfortunate, and it does, because of that detail, this does incentivize people to pick up this bundle as fast, like pretty much pick up a Switch 2 as fast as possible, so you can get Mario Kart World for this $30 discount, because it's coming bundled with the console for like $30 off. Yeah, it's not a great feeling, especially for those who want to wait a bit before actually buying a Switch 2. Like, maybe you want to wait for more games to come out, but then, you know, when more games do come out, but you also want to pick up Mario Kart World, where I guess you're going to pay $80 for that. Whoops. And then, of course, with things going on in the world, both politically and economically, you know, the prices on probably hardware may go up. I guess we'll have to see about that. Maybe prices will go up on the online subscription as well, but that's a whole other can of worms. But yeah, the point is, this bundle is actually not even going to be available for like maybe potentially even a full year. It's not going to be available. Like maybe in more than a year you might find a Mario Kart World bundle just somewhere sitting on the retail shelf for some reason, but I guess unless Nintendo decides to bundle the Switch 2 with like another game next year and make that another $500 bundle, pretty much this is a deal you have to catch within the first year of the console being launched. Pretty unfortunate feeling right there. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as I'll be posting more content on Nintendo Switch 2 and other gaming stuff. Also, feel free to become a channel member so your name can be displayed here on screen, and maybe click that video on the left, as YouTube thinks you'll like that one next.